Start this up then. I'm gonna.
It's that time for our weekly game news live
Mel
podcast.
just puking in the
Be a
background.
part of the show by joining us at nerdjunkies.com/Twitch. Live
Just have a bucket
Saturdays,
right next to me.
12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m.
Excuse me for a
Eastern.
second.
With your host, console fanboy, our resident OG.
And everybody can hear it through the intro.
Yep.
Joel.
Yeah, they can.
This is
Well, you don't mute us, Joe.
Why would you
Because
do
it's more hilarious that way.
It's more fun this way. You know what we should, Joe, like this, like I think like random air horns, but like crank the volume up like really loud.
Just breaking speakers. It's hilarious.
Just be like, and now on to the new releases. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
How's how you feeling, Mel? How's that hangover?
Yeah, how's that hangover,
Yeah. Yeah.
man? Even your avatar is melting.
The wings are all like sulking down and everything. It's just like, I hate you guys. Yeah.
Kill me.
Kill me.
Yeah. I can already hear my dad. Well, that's what it takes. That's what having responsibilities is about, Mel.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I was at home and not at a bar.
I know, right? That would have sucked. Hey, you're gonna be on the show? Hold on, I'll be there. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Dragging myself to the computer, trying to turn everything on.
Ugh.
Ben swerving everywhere, half awake. All right.
Love it. Love
What's
it.
up, everyone on the chats? Thank you for
Hello.
joining us this week.
Welcome.
We have some more game news this week. We haven't ran out of
Yeah.
game news, so
We have like a whole vault
yes.
of game news. So
We-
like if there's no game news for the week, I'm just going to open the vault and be like,
Oh my God, 100
Nintendo has announced The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. Like, Clay isn't that like 22 years old now? And to be like, yeah, but it was game news, so it
Yeah.
was what
Indeed.
BK hit
Hey,
us
BK.
up with more bits.
BK's just throwing the bits at us.
Damn.
Thanks,
He
BK.
gave us the bit firework there.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's amazing.
Thank you,
Thank
BK.
you, thank you, BK.
Yeah.
Always
See ya.
appreciate it.
You know what's weird is that it never announced that BK was here. Like we didn't know that BK was here at all. But at the same
It's like-
time,
Oh, like in your chat thing
Yeah.
that you see, is it supposed to
Yeah.
like
it
tell you that
doesn't
he's here?
show. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes
I
I,
don't see
wonder.
that.
It's like, is it BK bot? Is it just a bot? But then we've already talked to BK, and he's a real person, right?
I mean, or is he just a robot that is programmed to love soccer?
Hmm.
Hmm.
He's a soccer bot.
I don't know. Conspiracies.
I knew it. The government
The government takes
The
your
government.
jobs.
took my job.
Yeah. So we have quite a bit this week. We actually have quite a bit of game releases this week, which
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, look. In all fairness, almost every week there's a lot of game releases, but not a lot of them are actually just worthy of mentioning. You know, like there's a lot of crap out there. Like when I'm looking at these big lists of games that come out every week, which every week there's tons of stuff that comes out. And it's like, what's noteworthy? What's something that we can talk about for a second? And it's like, especially, okay, so there's like, here's on the Xbox, PS4, Series X, PS5, whatever. When you get to the Switch and the PC releases for every week, there is so much shovelware that it's hard to even find something to talk about. Because like the PC and the Switch are just, it's indie shovelware central. It's like every week there's like 9,000 more match 3 games or like, anime boob simulator or something like that.
Right.
It's like there's just so much crap every week on the PC and Switch. It's hard to like dig through all that
But
at all times.
as gamers, we have to wonder: is it because we're judging the book by its cover? I mean, I'm pretty sure for some of them they're pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
But how do we get to that though? Is it because of their art cover, or is it because of their? Do we even go past their trailer at that point?
Oh
Like,
no, I literally judge 90,000 books by their cover a week. And then I
Jeez.
go, that one, we're going to talk about that one game.
And
then it turns out to be really crappy.
right.
And then it turned out to be garbage. But
And
then
then-
all the rest, into the fire. Who cares?
And then it just makes you wonder, do indie game developers like have to make that decision whether or not to join up or sign up with a big third-party publisher, or risk exactly what's happening when we choose game news, right? Like, hey, this game could be amazing, but we're just judging it by its cover.
Yeah, so by the way, Zero has a question here. Let's chat about that for 5 seconds while I'm pulling up some examples here. So you've got, did anybody spend $25 for the Rambo or the Die Hard character? You mean Detective John McClane? Zero, can you get it right?
Die Hard
please?
guy.
Okay. Die Hard McGee.
The best Christmas movie of all time. Come on.
The best Christmas movie ever made? Come on.
Yeah.
No, I don't play Call
Bruce
of Duty
Willis's
outside of the
guy?
campaigns, so I didn't do that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to spend for that either, but I have seen quite a few people spend on those characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like they know exactly what they're doing now, because to just have like operators that are just like, oh yeah, they're from this country and this, it's not enticing people. But once you have like recognizable characters, it's good. It'll sell like
all right.
hotcakes.
So the coming soon, like here's some examples of coming soon games that we could be talking about right now. Is Dreams and Nightmares, The Steps as We Know Them, Little Shell's Adventure, Lollipop! Exclamation, WSBGME,
The hell is that?
Wall Street Bets, GameStop maybe? Like somebody made a game out of that?
What?
WSBGME.
So clearly we're
The Great Pickle Adventure, The 7 Years' War, Comet Crusher, Survive Avalon, Red Trains, Fairy and Devil, Hentai Boy. It's like there's so much crap every week, especially on the PC and Switch, where it's just like, this is why we don't cover every game in game news, right? It's like there's just so much garbage.
Yeah. That kind of does suck for like legitimate like passion game developers that aren't just trying to make a quick buck off of hentai tentacle porn or boobs.
Yeah, indie developers who do that,
Capcom.
You're ruining it for everyone. Okay.
Hey, Capcom can make some good games. Okay.
I mean, they do make some really good games.
They do.
But
They're really nice. Those games.
I mean, some of their games, not all of them. But yes.
Village, Monster Hunter, good games, but everything
Both
else.
good games.
Yeah.
And then for every one of those, you also have like an RE6, where you're like, why does this exist? This is terrible. You have Umbrella Chronicles or Operation Raccoon City or Umbrella Corps, and you're just like, why do these even exist? Throw them away. Okay.
At least RE6 worked better than Operation Raccoon City. Like, do you not remember when we played?
I do remember when we played Operation Raccoon City, and I distinctly remember it. And this is one of those things that just kind of burns itself into my memory, which I have a terrible memory anyway, was the fact that I wasn't allowed to beat the game because I had died during, I think, the final boss fight.
Oh, that's right. It bugged.
And then it wouldn't let me rejoin the game. So I got to watch, like, I was able to spectate you and watch you beat the game and then not see the ending cutscene.
Oh.
And I was like, this game is amazing. All right.
Yeah, you had to watch the ending from YouTube.
Yeah, like I had to like YouTube the ending cutscene because it was like, well, we could always just replay the end boss fight. I'm like, I'm done with this game. This is one of the worst things ever. So it's like,
yeah, it was bad.
The game wasn't even fun up until that point. So it's like there was no purpose.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. What do you
Enjoy. All right, let's get through some game releases because we have quite a few here, and some of them, I mean, I'm really interested in actually getting into this one. Necromunda Hired Gun talks about bounty hunters, and apparently Clay states that this is within the Warhammer universe.
So I had never heard of Necromunda Hired Gun until I saw it on this week's Coming Soon. It's releasing on a variety of platforms, so I was like, let's throw it in there, see if there's anybody out there. This is part of Warhammer 40K.
Mm-hmm.
I have played 2 Warhammer games ever in my life. I played with Joe, actually, if you remember this going back like 10 years, we tried Warhammer Online, which was
That was
their
fun.
like World of Warcraft competitor. I actually
Yeah.
liked that game. I thought it was really fun. And then it died fast because it wasn't World of
We
Warcraft.
found a couple of glitches in some of them.
No, it was buggy, right? And I've also played Vermintide 2, which is like a Left 4 Dead type game. It's like a 4-player, 3-player, 4-player. I don't know. You run through things, monsters, you kill things, you get to the end, boss fight, whatever.
Right.
It was pretty fun. I've played those two. Aside from that, I know nothing about Warhammer. And we're going to talk a little bit later in game news about Warhammer and just how big it is. But
Right.
apparently this is, I mean, I don't know anything about Warhammer. I don't know if this is like people are dying to play this. I think, so right now you're this bounty hunter screen here in the background here. But if you hit play on that trailer, it's very Doom. It's very doomy.
You have
Like-
you have like a grappling hook. You got wall running. You got a pretty much like all the fixins of every other like niche base first person shooter combat.
Yeah.
The one thing I do notice about Warhammer though is that Warhammer doesn't have a lot of first person shooter games in their I guess in their utility belt here, because most of the games have either been third person shoulder view, or they have been top down, or they have been something else, some different type of game. But for first person shooters, you only have like what, Vermintide, and this is the only ones I know. I don't know of any other ones.
But that's the thing. It's like, because I don't pay attention to Warhammer when they come out, there's like, there could be like a ton of them, right? Yeah, but they might have all just kind of flew under the radar. Vermintide, and then there's coming soon, I think it's next year, there's one called Darktide, which is kind of doing the Left 4 Dead thing even more. But just watching this gameplay footage here, I mean, it doesn't look bad.
No, it
right?
doesn't. It looks
like,
amazing.
Like I'm kind of interested in this. Like I might gamefly this just to check it out and see what's going on.
Yeah. The one thing I do like is just like the art style. It definitely has like a Quake / Unreal Tournament type feel in a single player type game. But yeah, it's out on June 1st. That's not too far from now. What is that, tomorrow or the next day? I think that is
probably from 2 days.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it comes out on Tuesday, June 1st. Looks great. Definitely going to be looking at some streams and seeing how it plays and what people are thinking. But yeah, check out Necromunda Hired Gun. Pretty cool.
Yeah, looks cool, right?
Yeah. But again,
Not sure
we're
if
looking
it's
at
PvP
it.
or PvE.
We're looking at it from it, like the cover, right? Like the trailer looks great. I don't see any HUD elements here, so I can't say for sure. Maybe there is no HUD elements. Who knows?
I mean, but yeah, like that's a really good point you just made there. Like we're not seeing. I mean, we're seeing some gameplay, but not like somebody actually playing it, because like you said, there's no HUD. But maybe there's like, could they be cyberpunking us? You know, like. You know, like we see all this awesome footage. Maybe this is all on a super like crazy beefy PC.
Yeah, that's why I would enjoy watching somebody stream this for sure. It's just take a look at it.
Yeah, Rain is asking if this is PvP, PvE. I have no idea.
I don't think this is any of
I had never heard of the game until like a few days ago when I put it on the news. I was
this
like,
this looks like a straight up single story game. Maybe it might have some multiplayer elements after the game, after you beat the single player, or even like as soon as you boot it up. But I mean, it just looks good. Good representation of the game. I don't know if this is in-game footage though. Some of it looks like it though.
I hope it's good.
Yeah,
looks cool.
All right, let's go on to the next one. The next one is The Last Kids on Earth and the Staff of Doom. I have not heard anything about this. Doom.
Do we have and yet another thing that I knew nothing about. I saw it releasing on a bunch of platforms, and that's why I was like, we'll throw it in there, see if anybody knows anything about this. Apparently, this is a book series that is also a Netflix animated series, The Last Kids on Earth. Had no idea, never heard of it. I don't actually have Netflix, so I was like, I didn't see any ads for it or anything like that. But this game is popping up on just a bunch of consoles. It's probably going to be a big kids thing if you have kids who are into this kind of franchise.
This is almost the equivalent of every Nickelodeon game that came out after the show premiered.
Right, yeah. It's like, this is very like Ben 10, Jimmy Neutron, you know,
Yeah.
like this is
Hey,
like, oh
hey,
here's a game based on that thing you like.
but nothing taken away from those games. Those games had its purpose. There was kids who loved those games and everything. So I don't take anything away. These could be really good
Yeah.
games for young adults. But
I have played myself a number of SpongeBob games and actually
Rhombus.
Scooby-Doo games, and
Yeah.
I think they were pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like for kids games, those are actually really fun little platformers.
There's
Does Percy Jackson have a name? Hey there, cousin
You
Rompus.
mean
How
a
you
game?
doing?
a game.
I don't-
Percy Jackson game. I have no idea. I know,
I will,
like,
there's also a very dark side to kid games though,
Yes.
because like my own personal experience. I finally got an NES, right?
Mhm.
And my mom's all like, "All right, well, we're gonna have to buy games." So, being my mom, the way that she is, she picks up like Sesame Street Alphabet something
oh, God,
something
no,
for
not
the
that
NES.
game.
The only thing I had was the Super Mario Brothers and the Duck Hunt combo cartridge. And then I was like, I need another game. I want another game because I beat it so many times, right? But it was just like, she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna make this work for me. I'm gonna get you some Sesame Street learning games for the NES. And I was like, why did you create this? Whoever created it. I think
Money.
it was Acclaim back then. Whoever created the Sesame Street game on the NES. That's the dark side of creating games that aren't really enjoyable for kids. They're more or less just more homework for kids.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Sometimes like there's a demented developer that puts something really dark in those games sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
And it spooks the kid and it gets
I mean,
off the shelves.
there are some weird ones out there. They're just like hidden meaning on these kid games. But
all I'm seeing on Percy Jackson is there's a Nintendo DS game. So it's probably not that good.
right. Yeah, it's probably sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah.
We have Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2.
Yes.
I haven't played a sniper series, even though I love sniper.
You would
always
think
have a
you would be
problem.
all over this.
Yeah, I always have a
Yeah.
problem shelling out the money for something that is very niche specific. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want just sniping. I want to do other things, right? Like Hitman. Hitman, you're able to either do whatever you want, snipe or kill in the way that you want. But what was that other game that was like this? The sniper games, but in the past, like World War II. It was something like it's had like 3 different games, and I can't remember. If the chat remembers like what the game is,
Well-
it's another like bullet time, like slow mo. You shoot from a sniper, and it just goes in slow mo and shows you how it rips through the body or something like that.
Sniper
what is-
Elite?
I think
I
that's
think
it.
so. Yeah.
Is that the one
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah. I bought those games, and they're great for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's just like it's repeat. It's the same
Right.
thing, and I just get bored of it.
Yeah. I've never played any of these games. I've heard of them. And I think there's like 1 or 2 of them was like a freebie on PlayStation Plus a little while ago. But it was, there was Sniper, Ghost Warrior, like 1, 2, and 3, and then Contracts, and now Contracts 2. Anybody play these? I don't know. Is it
I
just
haven't played.
sniping? Can you run and gun?
I mean, they make it look
Like-
like just sniping. I have played a sniper like on a console before, where it was like
Mhm.
you have to walk through the areas, but it's like
Right.
you can choose however you want to do it. Like obviously they're showing off of a shotgun here, so clearly they're kind of enticing you to do some close quarter stuff.
Right.
So it can't just be all sniping. But I've always
Okay.
been like, I'm not gonna shell out $40, $60 for this. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm gonna play it whenever it's on Xbox Game Pass or something else. But it looks great.
It looks cool.
I think it's
Nothing against it.
when is this out? This one
Next
is
week.
out. Yeah, June 4th next week.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sniper
I mean,
Ghost Warrior.
Sniper
Contracts
Ghost Warrior
2.
Contracts 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Looks
This
cool.
one was
Mhm.
kind of interesting. We're gonna move on to Operation Tango. where it looks like a little bit co-op-y or dual role kind of game.
It's co-op. This is a 2-player co-op. From what I understand of it, it's like a puzzle-based kind of objective game where it's like you're trying to get through these like little enemy bases and like complete an objective. There's like the agent who goes in on foot, and then there's the hacker who stays in the background and does little like computer-y thingies. And then you work together to like solve whatever that level's main objective is. They announced this like last year. I think it looks pretty cool. This, by the way, this is going to be on PlayStation Plus next month. So if you are a PlayStation Plus member, free game. Nice. I've already arranged with Cinderkin. I said, hey, this comes out next week. We are going to have to go through this. And he was like, done. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So I am excited.
Rompus says on the previous one, he says, I like to play sniper in a team, but just sniping is boring. That's for sure.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
which, if that was the case, Rompus, then you would be playing Widowmaker a lot more, which you never do. So, if I'm gonna need you to, he does play Hanzo though, so I'll say that. So that's kind of like sniper right there,
That's a little bit more difficult in my book, because Hanzo's bow is like you almost have to pre-fire that sucker. Yeah,
it's projectile, it arcs.
Yeah.
But you can headshot like crazy and just one-hit people.
He says I have standards.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the next one. The Elder Scrolls Online, Gates of Oblivion. I believe this is an expansion to the Elder Scrolls, right?
This is okay, yeah. This is the Elder Scrolls Online Blackwood, which is the newest chapter for Gates of Oblivion. So it's like The Elder Scrolls Online, Gates of Oblivion - Blackwood.
Gotcha.
This is, I have played about 2 hours of Elder Scrolls Online. Back when it first came out, I was in a beta test for it, and then I played the final game after launch. They're cool.
I've heard a lot of my MMO friends saying that this is the MMO to be in outside of World of Warcraft. And even then, most of the people who have said that Elder Scrolls Online is the MMO that they're playing on, it's only because they've gotten tired of World of Warcraft at that point. Well,
so Elder Scrolls Online has a couple good like points in its column. It does not have a monthly subscription. Mm-hmm. So basically for like Blackwood, you buy the expansions as they come out. So like they're going to sell you this Blackwood chapter for like $20 or $30 or however much it is. And then that's the only payment you do. There's no monthly fee on this. Now, like if you go to like World of Warcraft or like Final Fantasy 14, they're both still trucking, like really popular games. Those are your $15 a month fee kind of thing. Star Wars Old Republic even has the optional monthly fee if you want to pay for it. If not, it also has free to play with microtransactions. Mm-hmm. But Elder Scrolls Online, I know a lot of people who do play it. They love it. They look forward to these new chapters when they come out. But these are also your diehard Elder Scrolls fans, like the ones who still go back and play Skyrim all the time, or Morrowind, Oblivion, like all that stuff. For the Elder Scrolls fans, they love this type of stuff. But for everybody else, all the other MMO people I play or that I hang out with, they're still in like Final Fantasy 14 or WoW, because that's still like those are still like the big popular ones. But like I said, Elder Scrolls, for the people who do play it, they love it. But I mean, these are the diehard Elder Scrolls fans.
Yeah. So Rompa says the only reason why I dodge Elder Scrolls Online is because it turns into an addiction like WoW.
Yeah.
You have to have some willpower there.
MMOs, bro. Rompa says that, even though me and him have been addicted to Overwatch for the past 5 years.
And remember, he has standards. I mean,
And Dark, the reason why I look like I'm about to crash is because I'm still coming out from a hangover. Okay, so I'm like half here and half not.
Yeah. Mel does not feel too good right now. Yeah, she'll be all right. Yeah, just a little bit of lemon juice, maybe some electrolytes.
That's what I said, man. Get some Gatorade, some vitamin water.
That's what people crave. Yeah.
Rondo.
But yeah, let's go on with the next ones. I think we're moving into rumor control area
Yes, we are.
here. We're gonna start with the exclusive here for Ars Technica is that
This is okay. This news broke earlier this week. Valve is making its own Switch-like portable gaming PC. But just a note for Ars Technica out there, you have an exclusive on your article here.
mm-hmm.
This isn't even real news. This is rumor.
Yeah.
This is like, are you claiming the exclusive on rumor?
Where did you hear it from?
Like,
And what are your sources?
I heard from a guy whose cousin's uncle's former roommate said something.
Exclusive.
I heard that. Exclusive. It's like, I'm like reading this article and I'm like, multiple sources familiar with the matter have confirmed. And it's like, oh, okay, this isn't even real yet. This is still like hearsay.
Yeah.
But the fact that they claimed an exclusive on that, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, get out of here with that. Anyway, so Valve did an update to Steam, as they always do, and in that they now reference things like Steam Pal or Neptune. Steam Pal being the code name for this supposed handheld, like Nintendo Switch like PC that can play PC games. It's based on Linux, according to this article. You're probably not going to get your ultra 3090 style quality out of these games, but maybe it will play some games natively, which would be cool.
I have a feeling, again, this is based off of rumor, that it's going to have dual purpose. Like, you'll remember when they released like the Steam little gadget thing that basically allowed you to play Steam games as it was streaming from online, or your local
like a
PC.
link.
Yeah, a Steam link.
Yeah.
They're doing.
I have one of those. Never used it.
Never used it at all. I mean, I used it.
It was
once.
$5, and I was like, okay.
To play like freaking. I was playing. I think it was Destiny 2 on downstairs TV because I didn't want to haul around my big old PC from upstairs.
Right.
So it's like it works, but I think what's going to happen is one of two things. The thing's going to be able to play games natively to a certain point, like mobile type S games, maybe a couple of like heavy hitters, but then it also going to have the feature of you being able to stream from your PC.
Right.
If this is even anything real, right? I think it'll have that functionality.
I think they have enough there to actually have this thing be real. If you remember, like we talked about this a week or two ago about how Gabe, even like when asked at this QA thing about any plans for consoles in the future, he said just wait until the end of the year.
Right.
I think this is what they're referring to. I think this could be a very real thing, but I will say as PC gamers, which I am not of, I'm a console guy. This type of device won't get me into PC gaming.
No.
This is something where if there's a PC exclusive game, like, I don't know, Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl, which is a little brawler game that's that's on the Switch too. Never mind. Pick a random ass PC game that's exclusive. That's like small enough that it would play perfectly on one of these things. And in my brain, I'm not going, that's perfect. I'm going to spend $500 on this thing so I can travel and play that one game.
Right.
No, I'll just wait till I get home and play it.
All right.
Like to me, this, I don't know, like for the PC gaming crowd out there, is this something that's even wanted, or are you all more than comfortable just having a laptop and a controller?
I'm fine with the laptop and controller for me, but of course, that's if I had a powerful enough laptop.
I don't know. Like, let's look at it from a convenient standpoint, right? Okay, let's look at Switch. Switch makes it very convenient for you not to have to prop your laptop up on your legs when you're just wanting to lay down and just play a game or whatever. You're either going to be on your side or whatever. So there's a convenience factor there. There's also another factor here that I think the line between console and PC games are always going to get like closer and closer together. You're not going to be able to tell later on, except for like button menu options or whatever, whether something is going to be a PC or console specific. I think the development is just going to get so good to the point where it's just you make the game and then you export it to whatever console you want, and it's just going to work. A lot of builders are like that now. So for Valve is always trying to push the limits of what something is capable of. I know they've been working a lot on their Linux-based OS to make it work on a lot of different other things, and also like emulate other different systems. But then also to have a Switch-like device that can play anything on your list, and then possibly also, because Windows for gaming is happening, this could be the door that needs to be opened for them to actually work together. I think Microsoft has made a very good point about PC gaming, that it doesn't have to look just like only PC gaming. It can be any kind of game that's also available on the Xbox, but then also make it seamless no matter where you're playing it on. I think what you're going to see now is at the very end of this year, you're going to see a Switch-like device with the capability of playing PC games, or even your Xbox games on demand or whatever that service is. I think that's what you're going to see.
The Game Pass cloud thing that they're doing.
Yeah, because it's not really hard. It's just playing the client on your PC, and the Xbox Game Pass is just your launcher. If it already knows you have a subscription, it's going to be able to do that. And then just mapping the buttons properly is literally just the same X code
X
for
input.
the X input for Microsoft, and then you have everything you want, albeit nothing from Sony until they release it.
Microsoft would be all over that,
right? And
they would
Steam
be all
has the
over
capability
that.
to do it. Steam has the community and the numbers to be able to get what Xbox wants, and Xbox has just been open to do crossplay on anything.
Microsoft, or if you were reading we talked about this a few weeks ago, the Apple Epic lawsuit thing, Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, basically there was some leaked documentation that said he's not done giving up on getting Xbox Game Pass on other consoles.
Right.
Like even just like cloud streaming. If like Microsoft, like we've been saying this for a long time, Microsoft's main goal right now is to sell you Game Pass.
Right.
Not an Xbox. Game Pass. Game Pass is where they're making bajillions of dollars right now. If Valve wants to release a little handheld gaming device that you can access your Game Pass library on, Microsoft is going to be all in.
All over it.
Because they're going to throw that on their front page, Xbox.com. Boom, you want to play your games on the go? You can do it on your phone. You can have a controller, or you can just buy one of these suckers, and there you go.
And not only that, but what's to say that Steam doesn't just have an Xbox Game Pass client where you can either play it like remotely on your PC, so low latency, or remotely somewhere else, utilizing their Xbox Microsoft streaming service?
Could be.
They're completely open to the fact, the opposite of what is happening right now with Apple.
So this is, Valve hasn't announced this yet. We don't know when it's going to come out. We don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't know anything right now. Given the Steam controller, which we'll get to here in a few articles, the Steam controller, the Steam Link, those started out kind of pricey, and then nobody bought them, so they dropped in price like super fast. Yeah. The Index, isn't that like $600 or something?
Oh, it's
like
expensive.
That? Yeah. So even the Index is kind of pricey
with all the bells and whistles.
Okay, yeah. So there's a possibility that this thing could be super expensive.
Oh yeah.
Depending on the power that they're putting inside of it.
But
if it is super expensive, I'm not getting one.
I don't think. I think Valve learned from their products. The Valve Index has its own place and its own price point to be able to stand up there, because every other thing like it, the PC required headsets, are at that price point. There's nothing out there that is just like, except for the Quest that's $200 but plays mobile looking games. Yeah, sure, whatever, but it's still not to the point of like a Vive Pro or anything like that. For these kind of things, a handheld, they're gonna stick close to Switch level prices. They need that, especially if they're gonna try to promote that to them. Be like, hey, you can play Nintendo games on Switch, and that's about it. But if you buy this one, even if it was like a $50 up from them, they're still going to lose out on the hardware, but they're going to gain so many sales off of that thing that I don't think it'll ever be $600 for something like this. I don't think it'll ever be that. I think it might get up to maybe $400 for something like this if the demand is there, but Valve learned a lot from their hardware sales experience, in my opinion. We don't know yet.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's
if
good.
you're excited for something like this, let us know, because I would be excited just to be able to play like Xbox Game Pass, all my PC titles, directly from my PC streaming, kind of like the way that Nvidia does it, or from like, let's just say, a streaming service. I would be down with that. I'd pay Switch prices for it. But yeah, outside of that, speaking of Nintendo Switch, I don't know if anyone is super hyped about 4K capable Switch. I think it's amazing.
Wait, Joe, are you saying for the first time ever that Nintendo is going to be releasing a Switch Pro?
Oh my God.
Hasn't it been
What?
a year already? Like,
is this the first time we've ever heard of this?
Right. A Switch Pro, but it has literally, like, it has been announced at this point, right? Like,
no, it has never been announced. So this is yet another rumor
so
article.
Close.
I know. So this one, you'll notice the link that we gave you is from Polygon.com. This actually comes from Bloomberg, but they make you pay for their articles. So nope. This is yet another thing, basically saying Nintendo is right about to announce this. E3 is right around the corner. They're going to have it here. It's going to be on sale. They say it's going to be on sale in September to October. And it's going to be more pricey than the regular model Switch. So that could put it in the $350 to $400 range. But what you're going to get is the same thing that we've heard this whole time, a 7-inch OLED screen. And then when you dock it, you get your 4K upgrade. And it's like, would I buy a 4K Switch? Maybe. I still have like a first gen Switch, like day one. And I know that people want those because you can hack them and like pirate games and stuff like that. If I got a good price for that, I would upgrade. But just off the bat, like, I have a 4K TV. Am I just dying to play Mario Galaxy or Mario Odyssey in 4K? No. It's a fine game in 1080p.
All right.
Do I want to spend $400 on another Switch? No.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
The original Switch, that's like a 6.2 inch LCD.
6.2. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The upgraded, supposedly the specs on this model is a 7-inch OLED screen, right? Which are beautiful, colors are great,
crisp, bright, everything pops. I get it.
But then the one thing that hits me here is like 720p resolution still on the mobile device. When
it's in your hand.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
720.
Yeah. I play Call of Duty mobile sometimes on my Galaxy S21, right? The sucker is literally like the same resolution as one of my gaming monitors, the 1440p screen and whatever. And though I understand that at that level of pixel density, I'm not going to be able to see every single detail, right? But 720p resolution, I would like anyone on the chats to go to YouTube and watch a 720p video that you know is like beautiful in all its glory and try to put it down to 720p resolution and say that, yeah, I'd pay $450 for this.
Yeah, so
I know some people don't care. I get it.
Granted, I am not the prime consumer for this product because so I rarely ever play my Switch in handheld mode. Very rarely, like 1 out of 100 times. And that's if I'm traveling or something like that. That's really it. When I'm at home, it's docked. I've got a controller. It's like, it works perfectly. Rumpus says, honestly, I didn't buy or play games on the Switch for the graphics. I'm kind of in the same boat. Nintendo made games are usually awesome. They're super fun. Right. You don't buy Nintendo games for 4K.
And
graphics.
I'll give you that.
You buy them for the gameplay, right? So
I'll give you that. Here's the problem that I have. At that price point, I'm not talking about gameplay. I'm talking about having standards, Rumpus. Right? Like, you're talking about 700...
Hot dog.
I write the book. You're talking about 720p in 2021, where menus and everything, even on like a 2016 NVIDIA Shield can perform. Are you kidding me? Like, that's a premium device, dude. Like, you're paying extra for this standard that is still at 720p. I know you don't care about the games. The games are quality, regardless of what resolution you play them in. That is not my argument. The argument is that you're paying extra for something that is supposed to be amazing, whether it be docked or not, to just a regular 1080p. If it was 1080p, okay, fine. I'll leave that alone. But it's 720p still? You're telling me you can't run menus at 1080p at some point? Like, menus. And I'm going to pay extra for it. Nah. FOH. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, like I said, would I get one? Maybe. If I was going to sell my Switch to somebody and then they get me like a good price, so I only had to pay like $50 or something like that, I would totally go for it. But like, just to say I have it.
What's the warranty on one of those things? That might be more revealing than you think.
On the Switch?
Yeah.
The Switch has so it's very standard. It's a 1 year out of the box, or you can use like a third party company to buy like 3 years, 4 years, whatever you want to do.
Okay. So how long has it been out?
The original Switch has been out for 4.5 years now, 4 years.
Okay.
Came out in April, maybe 5 years.
So
April 2016, I think.
Clearly some sort of possible cycle of things breaking down, Joy-Cons not working the way that they were, so you buy different Joy-Cons, but then you know that there's something better. Or let's just say you're the kid who just finally got to the age where your parents finally said, you know what, fine, you can have some video game consoles. What do you want? And you know your friends are playing on the Switch, but guess what? Now you're in the cycle. It's the same thing that happens with cell phones. Cell phones come in like, oh, you can get the S10. Check this out. 1 year or 6 months later, when I know the TikTok on the whole like cell phone strategy of being able to get you a brand new phone, somebody whose lease just went up on their phone, now you can get an S20 Plus. Ooh, right? It has more megapixels, more textures.
And to bring up on the release date of the Switch, it was March 3rd, 2017.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it falls in line with a TikTok cycle of just getting sales to either brand new adopters or people who are just tired of their original one. That it just you no longer have it under warranty.
So Dark Zero has a really good point here. And he basically says, also by increasing the video quality from 720 to 1080 in portable mode, it'll decrease the battery usage time and increase heat. Nintendo has always been known, if you remember back in the Game Boy days, like very strong battery life. Like they've always had it. The Game Boy had it, the GBA had it, the DS had it, the 3DS had it. They have really good battery life on these things. Maybe if they were to pump portable mode to 1080, it half their battery life.
Maybe. But I can tell you right now, my cell phone doesn't have that problem. And we're talking about the exact same battery technology. You're telling me that I can run 1440p on my phone, still last an entire day? Maybe 20% less. Not half the battery. But who knows? I don't know. I would like to walk through Nintendo and just like, fine, just give me all your bullshit and I'll fucking sort through it.
Like I said, I don't necessarily think that when you buy a Switch, you're not buying an Xbox Series X.
I get it.
Like, I'm not buying the 4K 120 hertz. I'm buying a Switch because the games are probably going to be really fun. And I know that I'm taking a hit on power because of that.
I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a 720p TV. That they got them in
I have
stores
one, actually.
right now, right? Like they
I have one
them,
right here.
like yeah. How old is that TV?
Oh, it's like 8 years old or something like that.
My point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I digress.
Okay. Well, some people are obviously going to be buying the Pro because some of the games that they have, like the Hyrule Warriors game that came out,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
more power to them, like because it could be a lot more less intense, less lag, frame rates, and all that. And it's probably the only reason they will actually buy the Switch.
I mean,
that's interesting. That's a really interesting example. Sorry to cut you off, Joe.
No, you're good.
Hyrule Warriors is actually a really great example because if you all remember back in the 3DS days, there was the 3DS and then there was the new 3DS. And the new 3DS was a more powerful like handheld. And if you were to watch, and like the internet kind of went crazy with this. Like there's all these like YouTube videos that compare the two. Mm-hmm. If you were to play Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS, which is the first one, not Age of Calamity, but if you were to play Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS, it's almost unplayable. Like because of just the low power that the 3DS had for that big of a game with that many objects on screen and everything like that. Yeah, super framey. And then if you played it on the new 3DS, it was like a normal game. So, but yeah,
that's
like even Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was having that issues with the regular Switch.
That's crazy that the same model got literally a version upgrade without it being called anything different, and yet you were able to play a game that was unplayable. Why did it even make it out then? You know what I mean? Like, why did you release this if it wasn't up to Nintendo's high standards? But who knows? I don't know. Like,
I get it.
Some of that stuff just like I get it. You're not gonna buy a Switch for the graphics. I get that, but menus don't show up in 720p anymore. Just letting you know. All right, let's get out of here. Let's do another one. I believe this one is the Warhammer. This is now game news.
We are now into game news.
Yeah, game news here for Warhammer is Warhammer Plus is a new subscription service coming next month. Subscription for what? For Warhammer
content.
What?
So I saw this and I thought it kind of like when we were just talking about that shooter game. It's like I thought this would be like another talking point on Warhammer here. Warhammer, which, like I said, I am not in the Warhammer club. I don't play them. I've played like 2 games ever. That's it. But like Warhammer is apparently this big. There are this many followers of Warhammer that they are getting a subscription service where there's, from this other article I was reading about this, they have 11 animated series planned for this.
What the hell?
11.
Wow.
Holy crap. That's like, and it's like, there's.
I have to find out more about Warhammer.
Yeah. You know what? It's like, what if Warhammer is like the greatest fantasy fiction series of all time, and we've all just been missing out this whole time?
Because even when, like, the first time that I even like understood anything that Warhammer was as far as the universe was online, right? And I was just like, okay, this is cool. I know there's a tabletop game. I know I know people who like collect little miniatures for their game and paint.
There was that scene in like 40-Year-Old Virgin where he's like painting his characters and stuff like that. Yeah,
and I'm just like, okay, fine. I'm not the type of guy who's gonna play board games because I have graphics cards, but tell me why this is so amazing and interesting that it has such a huge universe.
Yeah, there's like, so it says on their own page here, it's like animation's the start. There's a whole heap of stuff coming, from more exclusive content to special access areas and dedicated offers and rewards. There might even be some exclusive miniatures in the offering. And then it's it's not coming next month. It's they're going to do a full reveal next month, June 23rd. But it's like, man, like, oh, so yeah, like Warhammer's huge, apparently. It's colossal. You got the tabletop games, you got the figures, you got all that stuff. I don't know if you've seen this, Joe, and I don't know if they're even still open anymore. There was a Warhammer store in Vegas.
I did not. Where was it?
In Las Vegas. It was for those of you who don't live in Las Vegas, it was at Blue Diamond and Decatur. There's like a Target shopping center right there.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if it's still open or not, or if maybe it closed during the pandemic or not. It was called Games Workshop, which is the company that created that
Right.
that does Warhammer.
Yeah.
It was like a whole store dedicated just to Warhammer, a physical store, a brick and mortar store. And I'm just like, God, like I must be just missing out on everything because apparently Warhammer is just massive and has a huge fan base because like 11 animated series coming to this.
Where do you even start with it?
Maybe we're just behind the times. Bro.
Maybe.
Like, maybe
Apparently.
we're all just missing out. Like in 5 years' time, we're going to be like, why did it take me so long to get into Warhammer? This is the greatest thing of all
These
time.
newfangled dangled Warhammers and
Yeah,
whatnot.
tell ya.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is crazy.
Where would you even start in a universe like this, right? Like, how do you even begin to just take in history and lore?
Warhammer fans out there, teach us something.
Yes.
Like, I played Vermintide 2 and I played Warhammer Online. That's it. Like, what else should I be,
They're probably
intaking here?
They're probably rolling their eyes right now as we list off titles that we played and we're like, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Nobody plays Vermintide 2. you noob.
Yeah. That's not even canon.
That's like that's like filthy casual stuff. Let me guess, you play Call of Duty also?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like it. I like the campaigns in Call of Duty.
I don't think we're welcome here, guys.
God, this damn Warhammer bullies.
It's so hard to get in. Yeah. First, we're gonna need you to get a tattoo with Warhammer's logo on it.
You got to get a tattoo, and then they throw this giant cart full of these crazy big ass books, and it's like, and then just read all of these.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to read.
And there will be a test.
Yeah.
And then we'll decide on your Warhammer name.
Dude, that's how it is for any
But I
D&D
graduated high
thing.
school already. I don't need to go through another school.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Why?
That's how it is for D&D, dude. Like, D&D is so involved that when I got invited to play D&D, and it's just like, it's so involved and so like meticulous on every single thing that it's just like, dude, I just want to play. Like, I just want to get to the play part. And it was great because I was able to play it, but then it was just like, oh, okay, so now you have +2 on your armor, plus this and this. Like, you mean it's not automatic? This is why I play video games.
I have tried to play actual like real role playing games like D&D and stuff like that. I've tried on multiple occasions and I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I've tried.
It's hard.
And I know tons of dudes who are into it. I know tons of dudes into it. And it's like, and like, yeah, like these YouTube videos of like celebrities who play and stuff like that. And it's like, you watch it and it seems fun. And then when you play it, I don't know, my brain doesn't click. And I'm just like, I just can't do this.
Like, I get it. This is your game for you.
Yeah.
But then when I have to do something that I've been spoiled and it's automatic on a video game, I can act and role play, no problem. The paper thing, no.
You mean I have to write?
Too many numbers. Yeah. I have to come up with a story.
Even some websites that facilitate it, it's like, you mean you don't do it automatically? But I'm not bagging on anyone who plays D&D. I just
not at all.
It's not my thing. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to Sega bringing us Virtual Fighter 5 again.
So I think, okay, like this is just me being pet peeve anal guy here. It's like Virtua Fighter 5, which is a fine game. I'm actually a longtime fan of Virtua Fighter. I think it's a great series. The last one was called Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown.
Yeah, but this one's Ultimate Showdown.
but so it wasn't the final showdown.
From a timeline perspective, it makes no sense if you think about it.
Yes,
that's how you get over that hump.
It's now the ultimate.
Yes,
not the final.
Not
this
final.
Is final.
Yes,
this is the finaler.
Yes,
showdown.
Finalist.
the finaler. The finalier.
All right, let's quit
Showdown.
fucking around.
Yeah, this is but yeah, so this just got announced. This has been in the rumor state for quite a while, actually. Supposedly this is Sega's foray into kind of a fighting game esport, which, like I said, I'm a fan of Virtua Fighter. I dig it. I will watch tournaments of this. I'm down. This is Sega's still alive. Sega's killing it right now.
Sega's
Actually,
a thing, man.
Sega is making a lot of money right now. Especially off of Yakuza. But anyway, so but yes, Sega's doing really well right now. This Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown came out a while, or Virtua Fighter 5 came out years ago. Then it was Final Showdown and now Ultimate Showdown. It's a cool game. It's a fun game. It's been out for quite a while. You can play this if you play the Yakuza series. You just go to an arcade and you can play Virtua Fighter 5, and it's right there, the full game. These are really cool. This is, if this is going to be an esport, this is really good. That's cool. I hope more people get into Virtua Fighter. But something that I know for the esports crowd that they're going to kind of lose their minds on this. Sega's already announced that this is going to be using delay-based netcode. And if you know anything about modern fighting games, that's the wrong way to go. You want to go what's called rollback netcode, which is like very few games are doing it right now because it's a little harder to implement, but the payoff is like night and day. Like less laggy gameplay, which is, as most people are playing online game tournaments right now anyway, that's what you should be looking for, right? You know, like
that's the standard now. See,
that's
a
the standard.
Rompus, not 720p. Standard.
But yeah, so this looks cool. There's actually a DLC that puts everybody back in like Virtua Fighter 1, like super polygons. I thought that looked really cool. If you are interested in this, and if you are a console gamer, this is part of PlayStation Plus next month.
Cool beans.
Which is on Tuesday.
Sweet.
So you can have this for free. And there's tons of footage online of this already. Sega's basically been very open, saying, hey, if there's any content creators out there who want to play it and make videos, go nuts. Here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is already out in the wild. Lots of people playing it already, which is cool.
Yeah. All right.
Virtua Fighter.
Sweet. So let's get on to some Borderlands 3 news.
Now, normally I would never bring attention to Randy Pitchford's Twitter account because he is a dirtbag of a human being. He's the boss.
How you really feel.
He is just a terrible person in real life. He's primarily the reason why I don't bother with the Borderlands series or anything Gearbox makes, because he's the boss of the company and he's a terrible human being. Yeah. But I thought this was worthy of a mention here, and it's his Twitter account. He says, good news or bad news? The good news, an update for Borderlands 3 has been prepared for the release that includes full crossplay support across all platforms. Bad news, for certification, we have been required by the publisher to remove crossplay support for PlayStation consoles. This kind of goes in with what we were talking about during the whole Apple Epic lawsuit, where it was discovered that Sony charges companies to enable crossplay, where Nintendo and Microsoft do not. So this could be Gearbox or 2K Games or whoever the publisher is for Borderlands. I think it's 2K. Yeah. Them basically saying, screw off, Sony. We're just going to make all the other platforms more popular. Could be.
So
who knows?
Yes.
I know Borderlands has a big following.
There is some good and bad about this, but then like the first comment here is, y'all need to blame 2K for this. They didn't want to pay to have crossplay. That's on them. Sony uses the same contract for everyone. 2K just didn't want to pay up. That's a good point.
But still, yes, but
that's a good point.
But this then just goes right back to Sony saying, hey, maybe you all stop charging for crossplay.
Yeah. Nobody does. Anybody else do it? Like, does Switch and Xbox charge?
Nintendo and Microsoft do not charge for crossplay.
So
it's only Sony.
Let's go back to the drawing board. What does it say? Standards. Got it. All right, we have standards. Right. So because Sony wants to be Mr. I'm special and I have exclusives, get off my lawn guy.
I want to be the very best.
Yeah, like, you're not that cool, dude. Like, I get you got a huge fan base, but nobody else in the industry does it. So stop doing it.
Stop it.
But who knows, man? Like,
Get some milk.
Sony's big enough to freaking make money forever, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sucks. No crossplay for Borderlands 3. It's a game that's slowly dying off anyway, in my book. So what does it matter?
You don't think with crossplay that it might breathe some life back into it?
I'm sure it would, because I have friends who play different consoles, and I would finally like to have some PC to console gameplay to be able to play with them instead of having to spend $500 just to be able to play on the game. Once I have the console, they are no longer on that game. They have moved on.
Exactly.
I mean, not that you've experienced this in, personal life or anything like that.
No. Dude, seriously.
Me.
It happened for Destiny. I was playing on the Xbox, and all my friends were on Sony, on PlayStation. And I was just like, but I want to play with you guys. Oh, well, yeah, you. And there I go, going to buy a PlayStation. I think it was a PlayStation 4 at that time.
Yeah, the 4.
Yeah. I go and buy the white PlayStation 4 because I have to be different.
Well, that's the one that came with Destiny.
Shut up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that came with Destiny. Started playing with the guys. Realized that I cannot transfer my characters from Xbox. Now you can. Thank you, Bungie. Now you can. And by the time I'm there, we're playing all the raids, Vault of Glass. We're doing crazy stuff with Chuck, like Chuck and Molly. It was amazing. And then they're like, no, man. No, I can't play anymore. I'm already on to the next one.
Yep.
$500. Fantastic. Love how this cycle of games just like lives on for like about 6 months to a year and then just dies. But whatever. Just ranting. Let's go on to the next one. BlizzCon. We're ready for BlizzCon.
Are you ready for BlizzCon 2021?
Boom. Here we come, right?
Is everybody pumped?
I got my ticket. Wait.
Canceled.
Okay.
So if you BlizzCon Line, which is still a horrible name, was just like back in February, right? So like they've already done their big spiel for the year. This is basically them just putting out a formal notice like, hey guys, we know it was normally in November, but we just did a thing, so we're just not going to do this year. This is Clay like reading between the lines here. It's not just the fact that they just did an event, so why do 2 in 1 year? They probably have nothing to show off. They probably have absolutely nothing for November. Diablo 4 is probably not going to be out this year. Overwatch 2 we already know is not going to be out this year. And then they have that Diablo 2 Resurrected game. And then like
That's it. Yeah.
So they're probably then there's the you guys have cell phones, right? Like they have that game, the Diablo Immortal, and it's like they probably are like, if we did BlizzCon this November, what are we gonna do?
Tournaments.
And then they were like,
How do we make these tickets actually be worthwhile?
Yeah.
I mostly only watched BlizzCon for the cosplay contest. That was about it.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool, actually.
But those can stand alone, though. They don't have to be like an entire BlizzCon.
Yeah,
I get it though. But sad news for those who are looking. We're looking forward for BlizzCon. Canceled this year. Sorry.
Yep. Next year, we'll see what happens.
There's always Minecraft con. Oh. No.
Minecon.
All right. So the next one, we're going to be talking about some roadmap stuff, some PDF that Clay found, I guess, from someplace, and it gives us some insight as to what they're planning to do.
Sony's Investor Relations Day 2021. This is Sony's. They did this big PowerPoint PDF thing to talk about how great they are and why everybody should invest with them. Here's all the cool things that are like charts, numbers going up.
Woot.
graphs,
Graphs.
you know, everything like that. But the one thing that was interesting on here, and if you were paying attention to the video game news last week, Joe, if you scroll to page 26.
26, 1 second.
26 of 37.
26.
Right
Cool.
there. Okay, on the left side there, the light blue area, bottom rightish area, they are talking
Wait.
about off console, new growth vectors for PlayStation Studios. Off console, they've got Horizon Zero Dawn. They had an ROI, a return on investment, 250%. And they have more PC releases planned. They've got Days Gone, which we were talking about last week, and boom, right under that, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Ooh, that means you people are finally going to get your hands on some juicy Uncharted action.
But what about the original Uncharted games?
Now, keep in mind, this is Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
There is still
so I'm missing a lot of
1,
story
2, 3.
here.
Now, you could say this. I have played every Uncharted game. I love them. This is a fantastic franchise. They don't all follow a story. Like, there's not. It's like watching Indiana Jones. It's like,
they all have.
Do you have to see 1 and 2 and 3 to watch Crystal Skull, which you should never watch anyway? No. But like, they all have individual stories. Like they have recurring characters that appear.
Sure.
So like, it would be nice to know who this lady is or that person is, but the story doesn't really hinge on that.
Right.
You know,
they're more like chapters of a character who you already know the basis of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a PlayStation 4s are probably nice on sale now, right? Like those are probably, you know, because everybody's trying to get a PS5. PS4 is now last gen. If you want to get your hands on a discount PS4 and go through the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, which is the PS4 kind of upscales of 1, 2, and 3, those were all PS3 games. Play them. They are awesome. Yeah. Every Uncharted game is great. Even the one on the Vita was good. Like, these are all good games.
That was one of their release ones, wasn't it? Like their
it was like launch, like Golden Abyss, Uncharted Golden Abyss on the Vita. It was a good game. It was a solid game. Was it as good as all the others? No, because it was like a little scaled down. It was a solid game. Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and then there's 4, and then there's even a side story to 4 called Lost something. I forgot what it was. Lost Legend, whatever. It was really good too.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that they would give you all of these, but apparently not. But if you have the chance, grab a discount PS4, pawn shop, borrow one from a friend, whatever you got to do. They are worth it. These games are amazing.
I think these games being put out are feelers for the ROI here. Like 250, right? That's enough for them to make those kind of decisions and be like, all right, let's drop some bait into it and see how good it does.
And obviously, they're making money off of Horizon Zero Dawn. And we can hope, even though it's not that good of a game, Days Gone is going to make a lot of money. Because this is hopefully hammering Sony in the face and being like, yo, these games are great. Put them on PC and you'll make a ton of money.
Right.
And it's like, which is what they should be doing. Like we've been saying this whole time. If you guys got God of War, if you got Spider-Man and the Uncharted franchise, they would make billions off this.
Right. And then, you know, just don't lock it up to Sony BIOS and you'll be all right.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, Uncharted 4 is The Lost Legacy. That's what it's called. That was the side story. Uncharted 4 is my personal favorite of the entire franchise. It's an amazing video game. Yeah. Everybody should play this. And hopefully when it's officially, you know, it's coming out on this date, whatever, maybe Sony's going to talk about it during E3. Who knows? Hopefully it does really well, which I have no doubt it will. It's going to do really well. And then maybe they'll put Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 on PC as well.
Right. Well, they
these are all solid games.
They also show off a slide for mobile, which I assume is also their streaming service that they're talking about, or possibly just games directly to mobile.
If you remember, we spoke about this. This is like a month or two ago or something like that, about how they brought on a new like mobile person, like a new VP of mobile, whatever, with the sheer intent of bringing their established franchises to a mobile area.
Right.
So we don't know what that means. But apparently they're looking at it. Games as a service, that's like the big thing that's on there. And Like this is like I said, this entire presentation here is just so they get people to throw more money at Sony.
Gotcha.
So they can start, saying, "Hey, this is stuff we're working on." But yeah, no, I'm just happy Uncharted 4 is coming to PC because you people who have never played Uncharted, you're gonna love it.
Yeah. I wonder
Like,
if
these
it'll
games are
come with
fantastic.
like any enhancements or anything like that, and just be like, "Hey, for you PC guys, we didn't just give you Uncharted 4, we also prettified it."
Could be. I mean, it's a PS4 game for us, so 30 to 60 frames at the most. Maybe if you have a PS4 Pro, you can get 60 frames out of it. I haven't tried them on my PS5 to see if they like upscale or up the frame rates or anything like that. I don't know. Yeah, that'd be nice though. If you get Uncharted even in 60 frames, that game is it's a beautiful game anyway. It's just going to look even better.
I remember geeking out on the first Uncharted and seeing the physics of wet clothes coming out of the shore.
I was just going to say wet shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
you walk.
What?
Nate goes into water, and then it's like up to his waist, and then he comes back out, and only up to his waist is wet.
Right. Only the stuff that touched water.
And you're just like,
how did you pull that off?
That was did you see that? Go back in the water. Come back out again.
Now only the left leg. Now only the right leg.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It follows where he stepped. It was so good.
Let's move on to some Sonic news. Sonic event on Thursday. Lots of announcements. Sonic.
Lots.
So what's going on here?
Okay. And
I didn't know Sonic was still a thing still.
Sonic is not just a very good movie. Apparently there's video games and stuff too. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Sega did a really big Sonic thing all day Thursday. Full disclosure, even though I am old enough to remember when Sonic released on the Genesis and everything like that, I've never been a huge fan of the franchise.
I'm okay.
I am not a Sonic fan. I don't know. Yeah,
it just pushed consoles.
Back in the day, playing it on the Genesis, the 2D ones, they were cool. And then to me, it went 3D and it just died.
Yeah.
3D Sonic is not good to me. I don't know. I don't play it. But they had a bunch of announcements, so I figured this article in Destructoid actually just summarizes all of it, so we can just burn through this real quick. Probably my favorite announcement of this whole thing is that Sonic is getting a free concert via streaming on June 23rd. I think Sonic games have awesome soundtracks, so I'm excited. I will watch this concert.
Okay.
I think Sonic music is great, but I love video game soundtracks and stuff anyway. Tokyo 2020, which is the new Olympics game, will feature a Sonic costume for in-game avatars.
Cool.
Okay. 2 Point Hospital will be doing a crossover with Sonic with staff outfits and Sonic decor. I've played 2 Point Hospital. It's on Game Pass, or I don't know if it still is, but it was a few months ago. It's fun. It's one of those hospital sim type games. Why it's crossing over with Sonic the Hedgehog?
Because Sega.
Because Sega. Yeah.
Rompus just joined us.
Rompus followed us. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
Hey.
Lost Judgment. Hey. Lost Judgment, which is the new Judgment game, which is all tied to Yakuza, which comes out this September, which I'm dying to play this game, will feature a playable Sonic Fighters arcade game, which I've never played Sonic Fighters ever. I saw some YouTube footage of it.
Heard of it.
I saw some YouTube footage of it the other day because I was like, what is that? And it does not look good. It's it looks like a early 2000s 3D fighting game. Think of Virtua Fighter or a Tekken, but with
they could have
Sonic
just put
characters.
Sonic in an arcade.
Yeah. A Minecraft collaboration. Sonic Dash and Sonic Forces are going to get some DLC. I had no idea what either of these games are. They're both mobile runners. So there's two Sonic runner games on mobile.
Okay.
And Sonic Racing, which is an Apple Arcade game, is getting some content. Cool. Never played Apple Arcade. Sonic Colors is coming back as a re-release. I had to look that one up. It's a 2D, 3D Sonic game. Sonic Origins, which is 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles, are going to come out again on new consoles. They've already re-release that series on every console known to man.
Hmm.
There's some more merchandise coming, and there's a new Sonic game on the way for 2022. So if you are a Sonic fan, you just had a really good day.
Cool.
If you're not, if you don't really care, then there you go. But I will say,
I'm a Sonic fan.
as even a non-Sonic fan, the movie was good. If you watched the movie, loved it.
Dude,
It was fun.
when you have Jim Carrey carrying the entire thing,
Was he carrying it?
he was carrying it. Stop.
He was fantastic in the movie.
Yeah.
He was awesome. It's like I thought the movie was good, man. Like I'm excited.
It's
like
okay.
like they said, you know, hey, there's already a sequel coming out. Apparently, the plot for the part 2 leaked online already, and it's like I didn't read it or anything, but I was like, I'm gonna see it anyway. 'Cause I
Something
thought the
about
movie was
Knuckles
awesome.
being with Dr. Robotnik or whatever, and that's pretty much all I heard. But at the same time, it's like I can't expect Oscar level like movie, right? So I have to put it in perspective and be like, look, dude, it's a video game movie. It did exactly what you expected to do. Sonic does act like that. We will move on.
It was a fun movie.
Okay.
I liked it. Yeah.
I mean, Ready Player One is a bar. It's a standard. That's not even a video game movie.
Standards.
It's about video games. All right, let's
Yeah.
go on to the next one. I looked up Sonic Fighters, and it looks like a Virtual Fighter clone or something like that.
It does not look good.
All right. Yeah. Valve loses Steam controller lawsuit, then the appeal. So we've been talking about this for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
About
We first spoke about this in January.
Yeah.
On a previous Game News Live, January 30th. So Valve was being sued by this company called Scuff Gaming because the Steam controller has these rear buttons that you can play that you can like map to things, and basically they ripped off Scuff's patent for that, and they were like, no, we didn't. Ours are totally different, and they weren't. The judge was like, so sorry, bros, you're gonna lose. So they actually lost the first lawsuit for this back in February, and they were forced to pay $4 million. Which you're Valve. That's nothing,
what
right?
is the problem? Like just
$4 million
money.
is not a lot for a company like Valve. So they went back, and this is like, I know nothing about legalese, things like that. This is an article for PCGamer.com. Following the verdict, Valve filed a motion requesting either a judgment as a matter of law, essentially that the judge set aside the verdict and issue a new ruling, or a new trial. And the judge basically came back and was like, no, just pay them. And
Get the F out of my courtroom.
like, we're done here, bros. You ripped off their patent. You know you ripped off their patent. Pay the man.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of closure to a previous article that we were talking about there back in January. But yeah, it's $4 million. Valve is probably going to be like, oh no.
Man, I'm going to have to pull this out of my back pocket.
Man,
That sucks.
$4 million. How much did we make yesterday? $82 billion. Okay.
No.
I think we'll be fine.
Take it out of that.
Yeah, just whatever.
Yeah.
I think I just found $4 million in the couch cushions. We'll just, you know.
But that was gonna be my lunch money, man.
Gaben's beard. He's just like, oh, $4 million? Okay, here you go. Whatever.
Some little bird just flies out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sucks for
well.
you, Valve. Oh well.
Go back to being super rich and powerful.
I guess we won't have to. I guess everybody's gonna have to bring their own K cups to the freaking coffee area. That sucks.
Gaben's like, you just lost $4 million. Looks like we're not releasing Half-Life 3 this year after all.
Fuck you, Scuff.
We were going to, but now we can't because we can't
That would be a shit.
because we can't publish the game
That would
without
be
that
the
$4 million.
worst ever. Like $4 million. That was gonna be our final printing cost.
That was
Damn it.
That was the $4 million we were going to pay Sony for all that juicy crossplay on Team Fortress 3. Oh well.
And you know what? You know what? You know what sucks at that? That would be the easiest cop out ever. Just be like, sorry, Scuff wanted their $4 million, man.
That orange box too was right about to go to the presses. Sorry. Blame Scuff.
Oh
Oops.
my god, that would have sucked. All right, sorry. It just hurts. It just hurts when I hear things like that. It's just like, ah. All right.
On to the last one.
I'm like rooting for the little guy, right? And then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, you won't get Half-Life 3. Fuck that little guy.
Nobody ever buy a Scuff product ever again. See you bye.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not saying that. I actually hear they have really good control.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one. This one is the last one. This is Destruction All-Stars adding bots.
Yeah, so
things.
This just came up on my newsfeed minutes before we went live with the show, and I was like, I'm just going to add this in just because I thought it was like a fun little talking point. Has anyone? Okay, now Destruction All-Stars. Anybody out there who has a PlayStation 5 has this was a free game on PS Plus back in like I want to say February. Mm-hmm. Sony talked about this with their big PS5 reveal. It's like a demolition derby kind of game. It's really pretty. I'll give it that. It's pretty. It's bright. It's got, you can actually get out of your car and run around and like do things and stuff. It's me personally kind of bored. I played it. I played a couple matches online. Like I did the tutorial mode, then I played like 1 or 2 online games, and I was like, this is definitely not my kind of game. I don't even like Demolition Derby and like Grand Theft Auto games, like as like a mini game. It's like to me, it's just boring.
Right. I'm showing off a little trailer of Destruction All-Stars.
Even Sony fanboys I know don't play this game because they're just like, yeah, it's not that fun. And so this article came out yesterday, actually. Like it just popped up on my newsfeed a few minutes before we started the show today, and I was like, they're adding bots into the game. Why are they? If you launch a big multiplayer game without bots, and then you later on, a few months later, announce you're adding bots into it, what's the first thing that pops into your mind?
There's nobody playing.
Nobody's playing this game. It's like the only reason you would need bots is to fill empty games, right? Like, or if there's like a big single player mode when you just want to add, play against the AI all the time or something like that.
It's kind of like Titanfall's single player story. Is like you're literally joining multiplayer matches and just playing the single player story that way. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, wow. Like I was like, wow, people are still playing Destruction All-Stars. Granted, the game's been out for like 3 months. Like, even with that, it's like now it's getting bot support for online gaming. Why? Because there's probably nobody playing this game.
Yeah, that's kind of sad though, because it's like you're clearly announcing that. It's kind of like if Rocket League never took off and it just put bots for your matches. You know damn well that game. Right. I mean, if the gameplay wasn't where it's at and it wasn't as addicting as it was, it would have just fell apart at that point.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But yeah, I just saw this. I was like, wow, really? Like bots already? That's that.
And then to make an announcement out of it, trying to spin it like, your benefit.
Which, if you look at here, I'm going to pull up the. So this was on Reddit. Why developers actually make official announcements for things on Reddit is beyond me. But they said, oh, where is it? Online bots. With a community the size of Destruction All-Stars spread out across the world, we do have peak times and low times of player activity for online matchmaking. We want to ensure the matches are filled to capacity with as many real players as possible, but when missing X amount of players when queuing for a match, AI bots will take the remaining places. And it's like, still, it's like, I get it. I get why they would even announce it like that, but at the same time, it's like the fact that they need it in general is a bad sign.
Right.
Yeah.
Just sucks for them. By the way, did anybody see the Horizon Forbidden West trailer?
So Thursday, I think it was as well as the Sonic thing, but also Sony did a big, they called them State of Play. Yeah. Like their version of like a Nintendo Direct, all on Horizon Forbidden West. I did not watch it. I saw a billion articles that came out about it because people who are big Horizon fans were like super pumped about it. I didn't play the first one, so I wasn't really dying to get my hands on this, but it's pretty.
I mean, it's gorgeous. There was
It's a pretty game.
I don't know if anybody like peruses Reddit, but they were making fun of the fact that there was a meme of showing pre-COVID main character and post-COVID main character, and they made a connection to the fact that she looks a little bit heftier in this.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Aloy.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, that brings out the fact that you're an asshole, but still, like, I totally get what you're talking about. She does look a little bit heftier around the face, but it's just like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna knock it. It's not like I'm looking at this main character just for being like eye candy. It's not like that with this game. But that sucks. It does look amazing though. If this is like
it is a pretty
PS5,
game, absolutely.
PS5 enhanced and all that other stuff. Now, I think they were still announcing that PS4 is going to get Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, okay. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. There's still hundreds of millions of PS4s in the world, and nobody could get their hands on a PS5, so they would only hurt their sales.
But the nervous part about me is like this game looks so amazing on the PS5 footage that I'd be too afraid to see it on the PS4 footage and try to see it run a la
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, dude, like
you're gonna get Cyberpunk for just missing textures and polygons everywhere.
Like, well, I mean, take for example, like the original Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Like, it looks great on the PS4. Looks amazing. On the PS4 Pro, looks even better. But this looks like you're getting into a point where that starting line for the PS4, it's not going to be able to get out the gate if they try to keep all this the same. I'm pretty sure. I will say,
from footage I've seen, even newer games like Resident Evil Village still look really good, even on base PS4s.
Yeah, but they're locked at like 30, right?
They are locked at 30, but still, it's like the lighting, the visuals, it's like they actually look really good.
Right.
But whereas if you were to play like RE7 on the PS4, which is still a great game, you can definitely see there's like Capcom fixed a lot of mistakes that 7 had when they made Village.
Yeah. The only other confusing thing about this trailer, right, is that I know that the bushes is a hidden dynamic, like you hide in the bushes. Her head is clearly sticking out above those bushes. Like, you're telling me advanced robotic dinosaurs.
They got that Dishonored stealth system.
Yeah.
Which is like
what the hell are you talking about? I could clearly see her, and when I'm looking at her view, like, what the hell are you talking about?
Dishonored is, by the way, I love that franchise. I will forever tell everybody to play that franchise. But Dishonored stealth is like, all you have to do is be crouching. And then like near an object, so
you can even be like turning.
Yeah, like, it's like the wall is right here, and you could be like,
and they won't see you.
But as long as your body is crouched behind this wall, you're invisible. You're just like, you are completely ghost mode at that point. You're just like, hey, what's going on over there? Who said that? Not me.
All right, you hold down there while you're crouching. I'm gonna go take a look over there.
The guards are like, who said that? Your face is like right here, and you're like, what?
I don't see anyone. Who is saying this?
Can you turn the page over there? I can't read what you're. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
Oh.
I don't know who this is, but I don't see him.
Yeah, like as long as you're crouching and your body is behind cover, invisible, doesn't matter.
Dude, literally, like take a look at. I don't know if you can see the screen or not, but this footage right here just fucking gets me. Here, look at this. Right, a couple of seconds before that.
Yeah,
this is what they're seeing. I can clearly see you. Don't tell me
I don't know.
that you're
Maybe they're
hidden.
trying to
Why is
compensate with
that
their
bush
hair.
speaking?
Yeah. Your
Why
hair
is that
doesn't even
bush
match the freaking strands of leaves all there.
Maybe the color? I don't know.
Come
Camouflage.
on, man. Just like 5 more inches down. Okay, believable. I get it. But whatever. Maybe they'll patch it.
They'll
They'll
just
fix it in
patch it
post.
for you, Joel.
Yeah, they'll just do it
patch
for
it
me.
just for you.
Yeah. All right,
They'll
let's
fix it
get
in
out of
post.
here.
It'll be fine.
We have that was our last article. We'll be here next week again talking about the game news, all the shenanigans. Clearly
Especially the shenanigans.
yeah, the shenanigans of just game decisions. My favorite because it just doesn't make any sense to me sometimes. Clay, what are you gonna be what are you gonna be playing this next week? You got anything on the queue?
So the queue, I'm waiting on GameFly to send me Biomutant, which is getting very meh reviews right now, but I still want to give it a shot. I just finished this morning, actually, so that's why I'm waiting on GameFly, because I just dropped it in the mail today. 2 years ago, there was a Terminator game released called Terminator Resistance.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And so I just went through that. I finished it this morning. It's actually really good for a Terminator game. I think more people should actually give this one a shot. It's actually pretty good. Finished that. Waiting on Biomutant. I'm always playing Overwatch. There's the big anniversary events going on right now, so make sure you're grinding out those skins.
Yep.
I already got mine for the week, and I haven't touched Outriders in a few weeks. Maybe I'll jump into that, or I'll just fire up the Xbox and see what's on Game Pass.
Gotcha. All right,
Yeah.
Mel, you doing anything besides taking care of that hangover?
I'm not too sure. I've had to take a week off because of work
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
from streaming, so I gotta get back to doing that.
So are you back on full time or what?
Kind of.
Okay.
What are you going to be streaming? Like, are you done with Ni no Kuni 2 yet?
Yes, I have finished Ni no Kuni 2.
Okay. What's next?
Not too sure, to be honest.
I hear good things about this Yakuza series. Maybe you should.
I gotta go.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, well, I said I hear good things.
And online.
Ooh, goodbye.
I'm gonna be playing some Modern Warfare single player. Playing that this week.
Ooh,
probably
it's
gonna
so
start
good.
today. I don't know. Everybody
It
says
is so
it's
good.
Everybody says it's like about 6 to 8 hours. So I'm gonna see what I can get done. And then
Yeah, 6 is on average. Yeah.
yeah, I finally
It's-
bought the game. Got it for like $35, which is unheard of for a Call of Duty game.
For an Activision game.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Platinum edition or something.
Yeah. It's really good. Are you going to stream that?
Yeah, I'm gonna stream it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start from beginning. I'll probably post it out on Twitch and Twitter and all the other socials. But yeah,
it is a really good game.
yeah, it looks really polished. Yeah. So anybody who's watching this, check us out on nerdjunkies.com. All our social links are on nerdjunkies.com/social, and check us out on our Discord because we're always there chatting, talking stupid stuff, or talking about Link games.
Dude, the
Zelda
last entire week on Discord has been me and 2 other guys talking about Legend of Zelda games. That's
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
which I'm always down to do. I'm down. I'm just saying. It's
I had to
like,
mute
man,
the Discord for a few days.
Yeah.
It's like
We have to create some sort of like other channel for like geeking out and Yakuza.
the channel is called gaming.
I
like,
know,
come
I
on.
know. It's just that. It's just
There
whenever
just
I
needs
look
to be
at
a
it,
subcategory for that.
you know, there's just so much chatter on that one topic. We must have it. All right, let's get out of here.
Maybe you should play some Zelda games. I'm just saying.
Nah, I'm good. You mean you? Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. We'll see you on Discord. I'll be streaming later on, and then we'll see you next week, Saturday, and actually next week. Yeah, next week will still be good.
I think we're here next week, but the following week you're not.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 9th, and then we're off for the 16th, and then we're back on for the 23rd.
Yep.
Alrighty. Enjoy, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Bye, everyone.
Talk to you guys
Adios.
later. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I was waiting for it. Did it seem